Okay, students, shall we start? Right, welcome back. We met yesterday and as well as we are meeting today. So glad to see you all. And we'll continue from where we left. You are in so we'll be looking at that as well as discussing the information related to that. So we have a lot to discuss. So let me remind you what we discussed yesterday. First, we define what digital business infrastructure. So we understood how many components are there. Three components are there. What are they? Hardware, software, and network. So those are the three components of digital business. Then we also understood that if there is inadequate, inappropriate, insufficient digital business infrastructure, what kind of issues customers would face? Right? We did that as well. We understood there are numerous issues that a customer would face. Right? If there's what? Inappropriate, inadequate, insufficient digital business infrastructure. So we discussed that as well. So I told it would be a target extension question. So ask questions there. So these are the problems we discussed with that way. And then, yes, this one. And then we came into right app versus web vision. That means if you have a website already and if you are suggested to implement an app, what kind of additional, what kind of factors you should consider? Right? So what's the first factor we should consider? What is the factor? First, so conflict, isn't it? You have to pay, and you have to develop them, and you have to maintain. But even before that, right? Richard Branson would ask, whether it's the strategic priority, whether it's a strategic priority to do that, to implement, right, an app at this moment. Likewise, we discussed a host of other factors that should be considered before you implement or before you go for an app. So we discussed it as well, taking mobile versus application. So we discussed several things. And then we came into augmented reality. This is where we stopped. Augmented reality. Now I'm going to ask you, I will put down that, and we also saw an example. What's the example we saw? Let's go O+. Right? How they expanded themselves in a new market without much resources. Right? Did you use what? Augmented reality. Please take up augmented reality and go to your beloved ChatGPT and tell me what do you mean by augmented reality? I'll tell you what's augmented reality afterwards. Just see and tell it to give an example. What's augmented reality? Go to ChatGPT and ask augmented reality with an example. Already I showed you the example test Colombo, but what's that? Augmented reality. What's that? And you can take down notes as well. Please take down notes. What's augmented reality? Augmented reality. What do you mean by augmented reality? augmented reality with an example. So augmented reality. Augmented reality. What's augmented reality? So let's change it from that. Augmented reality. With an example. Okay, shall we start? Taking down notes. So please take down notes. That's the most important thing here. To learn from AI. To apply from AI. That's the best thing that ever occurred in the yeah. I weapon. Please come. What the next? Without concept. It's not about the popular speaking. Today we don't have that much. What was going to be? Okay. Partially what like that. And you are trying to work. Okay. You have the idea, but right. Okay. Now, okay. Very good. And also we can have virtual driving show. No, feature. Oh, features in photo. Now I have. Perfect. So, the last two. What's augmented reality? Okay. And the example can put further the example can. Can open. So, what's augmented? Let's do an example. And for an example for we last this. With augmented. Thus, what's augmented? Example of augmented risk. Example. Okay, yeah. That's a good example. Actually, what's augmented reality? Blending real world as well as virtual world is augmented. Augmented means what? Blending. Blending what it captures the real world thing with a computer experience. Right? The best example I would say virtual pitons. Virtual pitons. When you go to when you're going to buy a dress or whatever, a shirt or something that you're going to put on and see. Now, virtually you can do that. How is virtual shirt? Your laptop or your mobile phone camera is capturing you. And then inside that what? address, which is in the browser. Right? You can choose a browser-based address and you can put yourself into that and say whether it looks good. That's a virtual filter. How many years has that? So that's called what? The augmented reality. And there are different applications that you talk. TikTok features. And you can apply filters. Now it will capture your photo and it can apply different filters. Take a filter, take a part, and different things are there. So that's augmented reality. So that's what it says. Blends real world, blends, that's the key term, blends. The real world is what? The virtual world. So it captures through a digital camera in the webcam or a mobile phone camera and create a browser-based digital representation of the experience mimicking the real world. So the real world, it's a blend of that. It takes the real world picture of you and something else and then blends it with the virtual world experience. And we know nice custom experience out of it. Now, yesterday we saw what? Tesco Home Plus. How did they do that? In the subways, they put the pictures of what? Food items, but they were not the real item. Right? So it was blended. And then the customers were purchasing based on that, marketing based on that. And they became number one, right? Even newcomers to the South Korean market. So that's the power of automation. That's the power of the digital world. So if you don't have digital skills, you are going to be outdated and you will not be able to secure at least a meager job, a minor job in the future. That's the power of AI, that's the power of the digital world. So that's why we are trying to give you some skills here that will help you to go forward. Also, you should have a self-drive to learn these things. How to create augmented, what is virtual reality, what is augmented reality, what are the apps for that, and get experience out of it. So that's augmented reality. Good. So we had a nice discussion on that as well. Now let's see the 5-layer model of a digital business infrastructure. Please take down. Again, a target examination question. Please take down 5-layer model. 5-layer model. 5-layer model. 5-layer model of digital business infrastructure. So we'll now see what this 5-layer model of digital business infrastructure. There are 5 layers. I told you 3 layers. Now I'm going to expand it to 5. What are the 3 layers? I already told you. Hardware, software, and the network. Now I'm going to expand the 5-layer model. There are 5 layers, 5 components. Will come to digital business infrastructure. What are those? What are those 5 layers? You can see the first layer is the application layer. Simply is the application layer. Second layer is the system software. The third one is the transport layer. Fourth one is the storage layer. The fifth one is the data layer. Let me take a simple example and explain what are these layers. Now let's say I am an employee. The headquarters is the head office in Colombo, and I'm let's say working in Hamburg in a remote property. Now I want to apply a leave. Tomorrow is holiday, but I have to apply a leave. Now what I'm going to do? First of all, what you have to do? You go into a computer and you have to start the computer. It is not already. And then you have to go to what? You have to go to the ERP system of the organization, or you might need to go for a particular application, right? And you need to book your leave, right? Or at least you might need to open up an email client, or sometimes even you might use a Google Sheet or Google Form to apply for you. So first of all, you needed an application, an ERP system, or some other application software to book your leave, isn't it? So those are called application software, which you already know. Application software. To enter the information, you need some kind of software. Then to run that software, you need what? System software. Your ERP system or the Word document or the Excel file should run on system software. What are the system software that you are aware of? Our beloved Windows. Windows 12 or Windows 95 or Windows XP or whatever the variant or Windows 10. That's called the system. First, the application layer where you will be entering the leave data. Then comes the application layer, the software, the system software layer where the applications are running. And also we could add safely, now we know, to run certain applications like Google Sheets, right? You need to install it. Google Sheets run kar install karano. You need to install it. Oh, it runs on the browser. It runs on the browser. Those are ASPs. What's ASP? Application Service Providers. So the actual software is in Google servers somewhere very, very far, but we can access that software through cloud. That's what we call cloud computing. So what I'm going to tell is, you could run those applications not only on the system software, but also in browsers. If you have Google Chrome or any other browser, you can run that test. So the second component I would like to add under system software is browsers. Right? One, of course, the Windows or Mac OSs or whatever Android, those platforms are there, as well as I could add browsers as well. Like what? Chrome, Safari, Edge, etc. So you can run those application software on those platforms. So that's called the system software. So what's the first layer? What's the layer? Application software. Second layer, system software layer. Applications are applications like Word, Excel, for example. Then system software layer are what? Windows level, then what? OS X, like that's the Mac operating systems, or Android, or even browsers are system software. Our browsers are examples of system software. So I covered two layers. What are the two layers? Application layer and the system software. System software layer could be operating system as well as browsers. Browsers like what? Safari, Edge. Other browsers like Firefox. That's also an excellent browser. So that's the second layer. The third layer is what? Now you enter the information into your terminal, your computer as Hambantota. Now that information needs to be transmitted from Hambantota to where? To Colombo. So that's what we call the network layer. The information has to be transmitted through the network layer. So that's the third layer. Application software layer, system software layer, then what third one? The network layer. Then data, once you enter, has to be stored somewhere. We call that the storage layer. Right? Maybe in hard drives or maybe in some other drives. It will be stored. That's called storage. Then the final layer is the data itself. Your leave request is data. That's considered another layer. This is called the data layer. So how many layers are there? 5 layers. What's the first one? Application. Application layer is where you throw in the information into Excel, Word, or Google Sheets or whatever. That's the application layer. Second layer is what? System software layer. That's the operating systems, including browsers. Operating systems, including browsers. It could be Windows operating system or Android operating systems or iOS or any kind of other operating system. Including, plus, you also will have these operating systems included, as well as you will include browsers as systems of, as a system software. That's the second. What's the third layer? Network layer. Now the information needs to be transmitted from one bundle to Colombo. That's what we call what? The network layer. Then the information needs to be stored somewhere. That's called what? The storage layer. It could be hard drive, optical drives, or whatever the drives that the information is stored. Then finally, you have the data itself is taken as separate layer. That's called what? Data layer. Is it clear? So those are the 5 layers. Is it rocket science? No. Anyone should understand. So these are the 5 layers. So it says application layer, system software layer, transport or the network layer, there is a storage layer, and the content for the data layer. So these are the 5 layers that you have in a digital system. Now earlier I was telling what? There are 3 components, but now I have expanded that to 5 components. What are 3 components I was telling? In the definition of digital business infrastructure, hardware, software, and the network. Now I have expanded that to what? That is fine. Same thing. Software, of course. Okay. Application software, system software. Then network layer is there. Then storage layer. Physical again that could be hardware. And then content is again something with what? Software. Then software. So these are the 5 layers. At the exam, you might be asked, explain the 5-layer model using an example. So you can take the same example that I used in this class to explain the 5-layer model. Application of a leave by an employee from a faraway place. Like a airport, take partners and get it done. Right? So that's the 5-layer model. 5-layer model. Please go through this 5-layer model. And I have given an example here. Level 1 to level 5. Please go through the same example I have given. 5 layers. Then give example another. 5 layers. Okay, so this is the 5-layer model and level 1 to level 5. You can see the same information I have told is there. Right? Don't forget that system software layer also includes operating systems as well as browsers. So Google Chrome and Microsoft Edge, Microsoft Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, all good examples for that. Okay. Now, I want you to tell me the difference between www and the internet. Please take down this question. Differentiate between, please take down this question. Differentiate between www, differentiate between www. What's www? World Wide Web. So this was wait. Right. But www, that's World Wide Web and the internet. And the internet. Just again use your beloved ChatGPT or whatever the AI platform that you are using, and tell me what's the difference between www. Is it the same thing? Or are these different? www and the internet. You can take your notes and www and the internet. What's the difference? Difference between www and the between www and the some people confuse between these two, and let's try to understand. Now, these coming as a network. We are coming to the network section. We start with the network between www and the. And also, I need to discuss with you about the alignment will be less the root result. What's the difference between these two? Okay, let's see. Ask you, we'll ask this question. What WW and ask this question. Thank you. We are sustaining this. Internet and www. Is it the same? Or is it? Okay. Okay, I think all of us gave the answers.
Internet, a global network of computers that communicate using protocols like BSAA and daily. WWW, a system of internet web pages and multimedia content access to the internet.
Right. So actually, what we have to understand is, right? www is what? The resources, the web pages, the information that's there. The information is collected through what? The internet. So what's the relationship? Right? It means both means for both. Now, web pages can be there, but if it is not connected through the global network, it's useless, isn't it? So therefore, in the internet, www, the World Wide Web, as we call it, the resources play a major role. So the infrastructure is provided by the internet, while the information is there. Let me take an analogy, an example. Let's say there's a huge library. This huge library the books are, let's say these books, physical books are placed on library shelves. Big libraries there, the books are placed on library shelves. And then the library shelves, you have the books, and you can also, you can go through those bookshelves and you can select the book that you want. What's the internet? What's the www? That example. Books represent what? Books represent what? What they told is exactly correct. It's www. The information, the content. Then books are maintained where? The infrastructure is provided by what? By the internet, by the shelf. So that is representing what? The internet. Internet provides the connectivity. Internet provides the infrastructure. Connect these resources so we can. Is it clear? So these are two different things. The www as well as the internet. Some people don't understand the difference and they think it's the same, but no, it's different. Is it clear? Internet as the city and World Wide Web as the road system and the resources. Then there's the ISP. What's an ISP? Inspector of Police Water. IGP, ISP. What's ISP? Internet Service Provider. Now, if you want to get access to internet, how can you get access to the internet? Right? How? Can you just internet ticket log you can get the connectivity, the network. But servers got that from whom? Mobitel. SLT Mobitel. So those are SLT Mobitel or Dialog or Airtel or whatever the other companies that are there. Telecommunication providers in Sri Lanka provide internet access. To get into Google or whatever you need that internet access. So those are called ISPs, Internet Service Providers. Now you can access while being in SAP because SAP has got access to the internet, right? By paying what? Quite large amount per month for SLT amount. Then there could be Dialog. Those are service providers, internet service providers. Then we have ASP. ASPs are application service providers. So these are, you can access these services through the cloud. Can you give me an example that you might be daily using? An ASP, Google Sheets or Google Docs. You don't need to install those applications. It's provided through a service provider. Who is the service provider? Google. Google provides the services of Google Docs as well as Google Sheets. And you can run without installing them because the application is not installed in your computer, but it's in some part of a server. So that's why we call it application service products. This Microsoft can be accessed Microsoft in cloud, like Excel, Word in cloud. Google Sheets, of course. Google Docs, of course. How about Microsoft products? Can be accessed by Excel through cloud? Hello. Something Excel to Excel cloud. Yes, indeed. Right. There. You can access Microsoft products also in the cloud, but not as a desktop version, not as a 365 subscription where you have installed it. But of course, good features are there. Good features are there. 4 features, fair amount of features are there. The cloud version of Microsoft products. Correct. Like Google Sheets, Google Docs. Right. So those are application service providers. So internet service provider is different, application service provider is different. Internet service providers provide internet access, while application service providers provide what? Cloud access to application. Our ERP systems in cloud. ERP cloud version is there. Indeed, yes. Why? Yeah. So those are called application servers and application service products. Now let's see what's the URL. Let's watch a video. The video time I can here. The difference between HTTP, HTTPS, and HTTP. So let's watch a video. So particularly, I would like to highlight the difference between HTTP and HTTPS. And even I would like HTTP. HTTP. This is what I want. Now, what's this? Yeah, but the blockchain. I think I could start. You have better experience. Okay. So let me ask a simple question. What's HTTP and what's HTML? HTTP. HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. What's into that? That's how computers communicate each other. Hypertext Transfer Protocol means that's how computers communicate with each other. I'm using the English language at this moment. I could use Sinhala language, Tamil language, Arabic, or Chinese, Japanese, or whatever. So to communicate with each other. But on the other hand, you should understand, isn't it? If I use Japanese at this moment, do you understand it? No. The computers, when we discuss each other, communicate each other, they need to understand. For that language called HTTP. So that's the protocol they use. Hypertext transfer protocol, how information is communicated between devices, computers. Right? That's how it goes. Then what's HTML? HTML. Yes, that's how you store information in a web page. That's a language, right? HTML, hypertext markup language. That's a language you use to say how information is stored on a web page. Right? In a web page, we will have text, video, audio, pictures, etc. That's how you store that info. That's called HTML, hypertext markup language. Right? You have to store the information. So that language is used to store the information. Store the information. Okay. So just take down that HTTP and HTML. Okay, so you have got an idea. What's the difference between HTTP and HTML? Okay, let's move forward. So again, I have told you not. And then there's something called XML, Extensible Markup Language, where you have structured data, the language that you have structured data. Right. Now, another important aspect that we have to discuss is the URL. Please take down the URL. URL stands for what? Already, I think you have taken it up. What's that? Uniform Because locator. Locator. So simply we call it the web address. This is the web address, isn't it? So let me now tell you how a web address could be detected. Now let's take this example. Look at this very carefully. We take the same as well. Okay. So take this example. Is this a URL? Is this a URL? Is it a web address? Yes, indeed, it is a web address. Now we have to understand what are these. You can see there's a component called HTTP. What's that? Here in this web address, there's something called HTTP. What's that? That's called the protocol. The protocol. How the communication is done. I told you, the computers communicate with each other over the internet using this protocol. What's that? HTTP. And also in the video, it was told that there's a more secure protocol called what? HTTPS. So HTTP is the normal protocol, but HTTPS is the secure protocol. Same thing, concept. Right? So this is the protocol. Yeah. URL like a protocol. Then you have the host name. What's that? The part that says video.google.co.uk is the host name. In Sri Lanka, we could have google.com, video.google.com. So that's called what? The host name. HTTP is the protocol, and then we have the host name. Then we have the small part called video. Video. Video is the subdomain. The main domain is google.co.uk or it can be google.com. The subdomain is video. That's called a subdomain. Video.google.co.uk or it can be video.google.com. Then we have the top level domain. TLD is UK. This is the top level domain, the country domain. That's called the TLD, top level domain. Then there's secondary level domain, which is co.uk. That's co.uk. CO, type of company, right? Company.uk is a secondary level domain. The top level domain is a country domain. So this is how we would dissect a URL. URL of carrying anonymity. First part is called HTTP. First part we call it HTTP again. Yes, that's right. That's the protocol. Right? Again, protocol. In the URL, that part is known as the protocol. Is it clear? Then we have the video part. There we have the video part. What's that called? Subdomain. Then video.google.co.uk. That entire part is known as what? The host name. Google is the host. Then .uk. What's that? That's the TLD, top level domain. Then what's the next part? What's the next part? CO.uk. Then secondary level domain is what? CO. Likewise, you should be able to dissect a URL. And let me now show you some other URLs that are there. And of course, registered domain. Now see some URLs and domain names. Now you might have seen some websites .com. They represent an international or American company. Then .org is a not-for-profit organization. Then .mobi is a mobile ready website. Then .net is a network provider. Then dot CO.UK represents a company based on UK. CO.LK then is a company based on Sri Lanka. Then we have AUCADES. What are those? AU stands for what? An Australian company. LK also could be there. Italian companies also could be there. Then AC.UK. What's AC.UK? You are having AC machines? No, AC stands for academic organization. Academic institutions, AC. So it's a university and academic institution in UK. Then .org.uk. What's that? That's a non-profit in UK. Now I have a question for you. What's the web address, the URL of SAP? Website URL. So it has a problem. What's the problem? We don't have a website. We have a web page in the CA Sri Lanka website. That's all going to be changed within a couple of days. For last 3 years, every board of study, I was there. And I was demanding what? You are a website. You are a website. Finally, it was a headache for them. It was not actually something wrong with SAP, but the things now, SAP is one of the strategic business units of CA Sri Lanka. But in here, Sri Lanka, there's a process that source a website. And the IT people over there took an extraordinary time to do this. So finally, there was a situation where we had to call for explanations. Propose letters we asked the IT people. Because they delayed it so much for 3 years. I started teaching the subject, and the first assignment I gave was, okay, what kind of improvement that you can suggest in the digital business strategy of CA Sri Lanka? What's the first suggestion that comes out? To have a website. Even in this duplication role, you can see what smaller, small entities here. Education providers are the duplication role. But they have very large websites. Whatever the website, that they have. So what I did was I restricted again and again, and SAP also took their maximum effort to get it done, but the blockade was over there. But finally, within now, we saw the prototype as well. About 2 weeks back, we went through all the SAP website elements, and we are going to have within a couple of days, I think within 1 week or 2 weeks time, we have a brand new website. After a significant amount of time, 3 years of demand. Website right? When they see the agenda in the board of study. But we got it. Now my task is this for you. Can you suggest the web address, the URL of SAP? By looking at what should be the URL? Tell me. SAP website manifested it's there. And if it comes soon, what should be the URL? Right there, please. Just among directors, Lamik again, and Srilanka will take a vote again. Random here, each one. No, don't worry. So tell me what will be the URL? What will be the URL? What's that? HTTPS : 2 backslashes in what text? From code security. I told the protocol. It should be a secure protocol, I believe. What should be the web address? Suggested. The URL you can hear the top level domain, sub level domains, host name. So what should be the URL? These are the components of URL. Please tell the like for that, what should be the URL? After you. URL. Very good. Look, I can see some good things. So it should be what? Let me do that. I would like to see that HTTPS secure protocols. Then colon 2 backslashes, so it should be like this. HTTPS secure protocol. Then there should be a colon and 2 backslashes. That's how you write away at. Then what? www. Then what? www. That. What? AC. Why it's AC? Because we have AC machines here. Those are hammer hold like AC machines here. There is of AC here. AC stands for what? Academic institution. Now it was AC.UK, a UK academic institution. Now this is not UK, this is what? LK. So we have LK. So this would be the www, basically www.sab.ac.lc. That should be our URL, which will be our URL as well. Within, I think, 1 week or 2 weeks time maximum, we are going to get a new building as well. What's the new building? Another new building. It's nothing, but just next other side of the road, there's what the bus word is there. And near the bus word, in the bus word, just there is 7-story building. 6 first-story buildings, and yes, that will be part of SAP as well. SAP is expanding. You should be proud of SAP. And already you see there are chairs. The meters are chairs. They have already furnished up to a certain level. And within 1 week, they will be inaugurating that. Right. Along with that, they are going to inaugurate the SAP website. So we'll see. Coming weeks would be like groundbreaking weeks as well. Right. So that's how you could have a URL. Okay. Right. Now let's have some more break. Right. We'll have a break. It's almost 1:30. Starting we take 1:45. So please come at 1:45, and after that we will continue the list. And today I will allocate you the individual assignment as well. That we have one break and we meet at 1:45. 1:45 PM.
මොනද මේකෙන්ලාට හරියට මෙයාට මෙයා තමයි මෙතන ඇඩ්වයිස් කරලා ඉන්නේ කට්ටියව මේල් කරලා මේල් කරා. දැන් මෙහෙම අත ටික කර කර මෙහෙමනේ කියන්නේ මට කියලා කොහොමද? නෑ එච්චර තමයි කියන්නේ මට ඇත්තටම තිබුණේ ඊපස්සේ කියන්නේ. දැන් කතා කරන්න අවුනේ මොකද එයා කතා කරනවා ඇනිතාව මම කියන්නම ඉන්නේ කියන හිතාගෙන ඉතින් අඩුපෙන්න ඔයාව අපිට කිසි විදිහකට මතකවත් තිබ්බේ නෑ කියලා. ඒක අපි නිදිගොඩ ගත්තා මිසක් මේ කවුරු ෆෝලෝ කරේ නෑ. අනිත් කරනවා අපි වරනේ. කියලා දෙන්න ඔයා මාව පීඩිත කරගෙන මොනවද ලබනවා. නෑ එයාගේ ඒජ් එකත් එක්ක ඔය විදිහට ඩිබේට් කරන එක ඇත්තට පිළිලා. මොකද එයා ඉතින් පොඩි කොහොමද විශ්වාසය අන්නහරන්නේ. අද ඉස්කෝලේ කාලේ අපි ඉස්කෝලේ ගාත් එක්ක නෑ එයාගේ මතක්වත් කරලා හිටියේ මේ ඔබසේ ඉන්ටර්වියු එකක් තියා. ඉන්නත් බලන්න. එයාගේ නැති පායට එන්නේ. ඒ කිසිම වැඩකට මෙස්සයක් ඉන්නද එයාම මිස් කරගියා. අපි ඉක්මනට ඒකෙන් කම්ප්ලේන්ට් කරන්න පුළුවන් හලෝ බලන්න කියලා සමාජයට වැරදි කෙනෙක්නේ මම වගේ වැරදි කියලා කෙනෙක් කොහොමද ඒක කම්ප්ලේන්ට් කරන්නේ දවසට සමාවක් මාත්‍රියලා ඔව් අපි නෑ තියෙනනේ ඒ ඉස්සේ මත නෑ ඒ ළමයි අඩු ළමයි අපි ගොඩේ පල්ලෙමු අනේ මේ පොඩ හසේ අනේ මේ තමයි මොන පොඩ වලේ දාලා ඒ ළමයි නෑ ඔයාලට දාන්න කියන්නේ අපිට දාන්න එපා අර පොස්ට් එපා ඒකට කලින් වඩා ඒ ළමයිට කස්ටමර්ස් නෑ සීතල අනගාවේ පඩි වෙන්නේ ගිහිල්ලා අර එන්නේ අනේ මේ යන්න එපා බොරුවට හරි හොරේ හොරේ එපා හොරේ යන්න පාඩි දෙකින් කිසිනේ එපා අනේ මේ ඊට පස්සේ බලන්න ආවා කියලා තවත් ඔතන ඇදලා ගත්තා සුම්මන හොරවල ඒ කොහොමද උඩට ගියා මාටින්ද අනේ මන්ද මට සීතුයි අර පිටියේ මට නම් කොහෙද දැම්මත් එනවා සීතල අයිකෝ නෑ පික්සියල් කරලා ඒක ගන්න ඔෆ් කරලා ඒක තමයි කොහොමද වැඩි කරන්නේ යාන්නේ පිසිනාදේට තමයි BSAA ගන්න ඔව් ඒ ළමයි කොහොමද හර්මන්ත නම්බර් මම කියනවා සැලෑවි පේපර් ආව මෙඩිකල් මැදපම් මම තියෙනවා නෑ ඒක කරන්නේ ඒ අනේ ඔය පටනේ ඉන්නේ කොහොමද ඊට බෑ ඔව් ඒක කොහොමද ඉතින් යන්නේ කොහොමද Man dia yang dia jadi mama ni kira ni kok ambil mata mu kampi ya kelas मैं mama ni kira ko ambil ni mata मुझे आशीष मैं बालन दे अपने के लोग मैं क्या करने का मैं बालन मैं बालन नहीं है हमारी क्या थी और मैं किसी से मिला मैं क्या अम्मू Oh, nah, mai tapi sasirikan mesin manggil mai mokok ke ini. Isi ya dia ya menghadirkan sasirikan ini ya counseling complain ini apa? Mati ikan kepada petani yang tidak mau itu value value itu ini saya dia ini bukan ini sebenarnya Madas kira ini yang
Mari nak berada dalam terjadi. Going on? Malia വേറെ തന്നെ ഇയാൾ പോയിട്ട് നേരം මෙතයි හම්බුනේ නැද්ද?
ඉන්නේ ඒගොල්ලෝ ගෙදර
ළඟනේ ගියවද?
ඉන්නේ ඉතින්නේ ඉඳලා එනවා නිදා ගන්නවා මොකනේ
You don't know and what because he wanna never
This is a good deal.
Okay, students, welcome back. And now we need to, I have discussed the your assignment, work assignment. If you look at the structure of the systems, as I explained on the day one, and I introduced the fourth module, which is the available. There will be allocated percentage of 50%. This is allocated for the CA and the member. Then for the final exam, it's how much? 50%. So if you look at the individual, the country has much, right? How it compares? There will be 5 classroom exercises. So you allocated how much funds? Then there will be individual assignment. And then there's a group presentation. How much? 20. Then the remaining 10% is for the group. Right? So that's how it's being structured. Not by me, by the experts of SEC. Right? So it was done by experts, so they suggested that. So we were doing within the class assessments for weighted, etc. Then now then we have 2 group assessments. What are those? Group report and the group assessment. I'm going to combine. So you can present the same group report as well as for your group assessment. So you don't need to do 2 things. Do 1 group report and then present. Then there will be individual one as well. Now let me explain these 2 components, the individual report plus the group assessment. But before that, I need to allocate you the companies for the individual as well as group assignment. Right? But I need to allocate you. So am I going to allocate you by looking at your face? Is it a good basis? Look at your face and allocate companies. I have a moderator. No, that's not correct. So you will see that I'm going to use a strategy to allocate a listed company. So you have to develop a digital strategy under the group assignment, right? For a listed company. Now, how many listed companies are there, Srilanka? Count. Count. How many listed companies? Around 300. Around 300 listed companies. So I'm going to allocate one of those listed companies to you. Right? And then that will be your individual assignment. And then I tell how to make that out of that a group assignment. So how I will allocate this time for that one. First, to allocate to an individual company, a listed company. Right? How? By looking at your face, your gender, your height. No, not at all. Those are the criteria at all. I will allocate you. You only know at you will see that how I'm going to put transparent, right? And you will see how I'm going to get allocation of 300 companies out of 300 companies to your bench. Would you like to see that? You might guess. Right. Now here I have your complete list of students. Can you see that? The complete list of students. Abinya, Adolphus, Afra, likewise. We have the EXP batch as well as that. So then I have in this column 307 listed companies. Now my task is to randomly allocate. What? to randomly allocate 300 companies to you. How am I going to do? For that, first, what I need to do is, right, in research methodology, I think you know this, we need to have a sampling frame, meaning the population list to do a random sample. If you don't have a sampling frame, you cannot do a random sample. Right? So here the sampling frame is there, what 370 companies are listed here. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to now allocate the company on a random way. I'm going to do that, now you can see. Well, enlarge a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to use rand between. For rand between is a random number generation in Excel. The formula for random number generation. I'll say I need between 1 and 307. Let's say 300. So I need, what it says is, I need to generate a random number between 1 to 300. Complete random. And I'm going to close that. And I'm going to hit enter. So here you can see 273 was randomly generated. Did I put that number? No. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this. And of course it will change because it's random numbers. Duplicate check. I'll show you. This is duplicate set. Most of it random. Duplicate check. Then what I'll do is, now I will copy this and I'll paste it again. So it won't change. That's why I change it. So 246. Now these are random numbers generated. I did not. Now what he told. If I allocate now a company, it might be double allocate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check whether there are duplicates. And allocate the next number to avoid the duplicate. Right? A very good point. So this is the second step. So how to do that? You will go here, highlight duplicates and duplicate pattern. If there are duplicates. So what I do is, okay, 246 is there. Let me try 247. Goes 214. No problem. Likewise, I'll be incrementing by 1. What else I do? Then 232, let's make it 233. That's good. Likewise, I have to first remove the duplicates. If not, that duplicate issue is there. Then 185. So let's make it 180. That's good. Then 231. That's good. Then 148. That's good. 111. That's good. Then 301. That's good. 101. That's good. 247. Was there. 248. It was also there. 249. Right, that's what. 52. Let's make it 53. Is there 54? 160. 2 is there, so let me make it 160. And that's for 38, let's make it 39. 22. 30. 158. 290. 200. 90. 59. 60. 90. There, 91. 160. 170. 77. 38. Sentence. Okay, now comes the method. Now I'm going to allocate user company. VLOOKUP. Remember? So this number is selected already. So now I'm going to select from here the allocated code. Regular election. Then let's say box. Make it income. And select this range. Make it a bold. And bold. Why is that? Column index is there. Number 2. Let me expand. And let me okay. Okay, so you have got your completely right. Is it random? Was it random? Did I save anyone? No favors. Right. Then now these not required. I'll hide it. But I'll hide it. And let me make this also now constant. And now that's done. Now what I do is I will put this list into the elements. So you would know what's your allocated color. Right? Let me hide this. What I do is the names might be hidden. So I'm going to expand it. And afterwards, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it more user friendly. I'm going to put this to the lens, so you will know what I've allocated. Create selection. Now make the initial set code. And then the name will be done. Create selection. Let's convert it. Plan B. Income with. We'll print it. The right time. That's the right. So we print it to a PDF. Let's go print. Take a look. See, it has not come. So we'll see narrow bodies, further and narrow. Landscape. I think selection is wrong. Okay, that's much okay. Matter is it? Okay, let's print. So B. It's might be without download score. Let's say company election. Okay, that's done. Now let me give it to you. Now already I'm going to put this to the LMS so you will know what are your allocated company. I'm going to go here and then I'm going to give you the assignment guidelines. I'm going to explain word by word. Order is there in the LMS. Okay, now go to the LMS and your company is there. You can find out what's your company. Please try to download and see whether you can access that file. It's under the category called assignment guidelines and submission. It's almost in the bottom. Please see whether you can see. So complete randomly allocate the sum. Complete randomly allocate. In fact, I called the coordinator of the scheduled service. What she says is that your semester will be finishing one week before it was planned. Right? According to the schedule, we were supposed to finish at 11. 3rd May. a nice sunny day like believe me. Okay, it was supposed to finish on that, but now they have made a little bit of decision to finish it little bit early, 1 week before that. So we'll be finishing our semester on what? Fourth week. That means almost 1 month from now. 1 month plus. So we'll have a group presentation and group report on 4th. One week before that, you will give the assignment. That's when. So you can say this is 1 week before that, that's when. Okay. 26. So 26 will be your deadline for your individual report submission and group report submission as well as presentation would be on 21, would be on 11th will be the presentation, 10th is where you have to submit your group report. Let me now lay down that in the LMS itself. So there's no confusion. Therefore, sorry, okay. Then the third. Third is where you have to put your report, and fourth you have to do the presentation. So let me put that into the LMS. Then it's very clear. So, and then I'll tell what's the assignment exactly. So let me go to your LMS. And now let me set the individual reports guideline. Individual report guideline. Let's say, see the guidelines. So you have to do the report. This is the individual report that will be on 25th. Individual business strategy, 25th April. A nice Saturday, very sunny. 25th April, the individual report. So let me now indicate that so you can see that. Yeah, believe me, so it's a very, very beautiful day, right? 25th April. Very good, 25th April, winter. So 25th April is what? A Saturday or Sunday? A Saturday. It's Friday, 25th. So we'll make it. So we have our lectures on 26th, sorry, 25th is Friday. So Friday midnight will be the lecture for the individual report. And submit it for today. And I'll tell what you need to do. So it's in the LMS now. Clearly it's indicated there. If you go to the LMS, you will see individual assignment submission now active. Then now let's set the group assignment submission deadline. Right. Here is a little bit complex, not complex at all, but this is what you have to do. You have to submit. So the report 1 day before. Again, if you see, so it's on 4th April, you have to submit the report, and on 5th April, you have to do the presentation. Yeah, 5th April. Sorry, it's not April, it's the May. I made a mistake. Yeah, 25th is fine. But then May 2nd, is the report submission, and May 3rd will be the presentation. So let's say May 3rd. May 2025. And on 2nd May, May 3rd is a Saturday. So 2nd May, we are to submit the result. Second May is a Friday. Please confirm these dates. 2nd May is a Friday. Midnight, you have to submit the report, and on the following day, you have to do the presentation. And I'll give you more information on this all. So May 2nd, midnight is the submission deadline for your group report. So exactly what you have 1 month. So let me activate it. So the group report, you can see the deadlines are very clearly indicated. The assignment has to be submitted by 2nd May 2025, but before midnight. And it says here on 3rd May, you have to do the last presentation. Right? Let's make it more clear. Now let's come to the guidance. Now here the company allocation is there. Before that, you can see there's a document called Individual and Group Assignment Guideline. Can you please download it and open it so I can tell you what the group and the individual assignment guidelines are and how these are combined. They are combined in India simultaneously. So there is absolutely no any misunderstanding. Is it? So miscommunications cannot take place after. So then the individual and group assignment guidelines are given very clearly just before your group allocation list. So let me open that and explain to you exactly what I require to do. The purpose of this assignment is to analyze the market situation of Sri Lankan company and develop a fully fledged business strategy, a digital business strategy. So under this assignment, what you are required to do is, first, under the individual assignment, you are required to do a market situation analysis. Then, now you have already got your groups, right? Am I correct? How many members are there? 8 members are there. You can have the same groups, there is no problem. You can have the same groups, there is no problem. Give me a moment. So I will take attendance in fact. Now it's set. Okay. We take attendance. So let's mark the attendance. Okay, time has come to mark that. Instead of selfie around the thing. Right? Did good. Attendance mark. What fine? Hmm? Okay. Okay. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That's why Excel has made duplicate. Thank you for the upward little. Really appreciate. Everyone fine with this attendance? Attendance is duplicate. Right? All fine. Right? So I'm going to copy it. Online participants, I hope you have finished. Right? Okay, for next month. Right. So I would have give you information. There are duplicates in the attendance, not in the attendance in the company application. Let's check. Thank you, Putta, for actually helping us. Take a better thought from Putta. Against our communication. Yeah, again, duplicates will make it for duplicates. Ah, you got it. Randomly allocate kar anything over. Ah, then our will of answer. End of is the end of food scale. Inter putting question. In rectify this. Name. ये वाके कौन सा इसके के पूरी आउट प्रोडक्ट कल भी कर सकते हैं ऐसे कुछ ऐसा नहीं होता so let's make it 234 235 230 okay let's go and 250 251 let's go. So I really appreciate you for highlighting that complicated. So let me share the screen. I think now you can see the screen for the online part. So let's say 76. 7, 28, 80. Amaru company, 81. Right. That's all. No. Okay, thank you very much for that student who highlighted duplicates. Now I'll provide a new list. So please ignore the old list. I'll say to remove any confusions. What I do is I will go to the elements and I'll indicate old list and new list. And I'll say old list. Please ignore. Is the old list that should be old list. Easy. Then I put the brand new list now, which I created, and I really am thankful to the student who highlighted that they are application. Okay. The theorem. Okay, so this is the new one, and I will hide the random number. And we will. So let me tell the here. Okay. Okay, so this is the new list. Let's call it company allocation new. Let's see whether it's coming okay. Yeah, seems it's fine. When couples are there, actually holding so. So now let me put a new list. For some students, it might be now different. So please, now I'm going to upload the new list. Please look at that. Please check that one. I put a new list. Company allocation, all list, please ignore. I put that as well. And then company allocation new. Please check that again. I don't think only for few students, 3-4 students, there are differences. For others, it's the same. The remaining time taking 5 minutes, just 5 minutes, I'm going to explain you what's the requirement of this act. Right? Shall I do it? Now let me explain the individual assignment first. So under the individual assignment, select a Sri Lankan company, that's already done. It's given to you. So you don't, it's a selection is being done, not your choice, that it will be on random basis because we have a large class. Not I have given that to you, but here select Sri Lankan company of their choice. No, it's your choice. We have to, I have allocated that to you. Maybe I have changed that aspect. So here it says your choice, no, you are being given a company. I say select a Sri Lankan company. Either good. So I have given the limits to allocation which is already uploaded. Then under the individual assignment, what you need to do is you need to do a market situation analysis. What a market situation analysis? What do you do on the market situation analysis? You analyze the market situation using these tools. What are these tools? For the selected company, do a SWOT analysis. What's a SWOT analysis? Strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threat analysis. Then a best analysis. Porter's 5-process analysis, Porter's value chain analysis, and any other analysis that you think is deemed relevant. Right? Porter's diamond, then Tau's analysis. Yes, you heard me correctly. There's an analysis called Tau's analysis, not House analysis, Tau's analysis. So those things you could perform easily. Right? For the allocated company, it's clear. You have been now allocated a company, and now see for few students there might be changes, but almost the same. What's the deliverable under this individual assignment, which is due when? When is due? When is due? Go to the LFS, the due date is there. So this assignment is due when? It's there. Individual assignment is due on 25th Friday, April 2025, midnight. So that's also there in the LFS. Everything is now clear. The deliverable, a report summarizing the findings of the market situation. So you should have an introduction to your report and different market situation analyses that you perform, right? The analysis out of that and the recommendation file, the conclusion, finding the conclusion and recommendation. Now, these not the digital business strategy, but these what? Market situation analysis. Then what you need to do is the group assignment is like this. Now you told that there are about 8 members within a group. Is it clear? Right? 8 members. What you need to do is you have to select one report out of their individual report and take it forward as the group assignment. What will you come? But fair enough. You then double take one, take the best one out of there with the leaders one. And then carry forward that assignment where you will be developing a digital business strategy for that plan. Right? So select one company from the individual assignments within their group, within your group. Don't select anything else. Last time in the earlier batch, despite I telling that you have to select one company within their group, they selected what they want. And I had to drastically reduce marks because they had selected some easy companies that already digital business strategies are available on the internet. Assignments are available on the internet. They had selected those. Cheater. So it drastically reduced marks because they had superseded my instruction. You can't tell. The student should be there. While because attendance is given on a time that random. So that person was not attending. Then every day you have to be there. Thank you very much for communicating that to me. Agent, you are efficient. Thank you for highlighting that. Really appreciated for them. But tell the student that student should have been taking the attendance when the attendance is made away. And the lecturer has the right, the authority to take attendance when he or she deems it's appropriate. So I thought it's appropriate at that time. So therefore, be responsible. Now, if you did not take attendance, you have not been there. Isn't it? Now, at the end, now anyone could come at the end, log into that what we call Teams and tell that I was there, but I could not do. It cannot be accepted. You have to get. Isn't it? So I think it's communicated. Please communicate only. So you have to be more responsible. Particularly online participants are a little worried. Right. Then develop a comprehensive. Then what you need to do is to develop a comprehensive digital business strategy. To come up with a comprehensive digital business strategy using these frameworks. I'm going to teach you this.
Sir, my LMS was collapsed during the QR, sir. Can you please show the QR, sir?
It's nothing to do with the LMS.
Yeah, we have to log in the LMS after the I can scan my QR. Yes.
I cannot help you with that.
Collapsed.
Take with the management. Saying that your LMS was out and you are unable to exit. Because I have no evidence that you were there. I'm not monitoring the online attendance. No.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm not monitoring the LMS attendance, so I don't know. So my responsibility is to make it available the what we call the QR code and get that. So LMS is not working and other things I can't help them. I'm not a technician here, I'm not an IT guy. So inform the management. If not everyone is having device problems, am I to attend to all? You work to get it rectified. Inform the management and get it rectified. Right. Then,
Okay, sure.
so then what you need to do is you need to come up with a comprehensive digital business strategy for the allocated business, the selected business out of your group. Right. In coming up with that, I think there are two frameworks. The ESP framework. The ESP framework. The ESP framework stands for you do an environmental analysis which you did under your individual assignment. Then S stands for strategy. P stands for performance measurement. So you need to look at those as the ESP framework. The ESP framework, which I will teach you in future. Then also you have to apply the SOSTAC framework. Again, what's that? I'm going to teach you what's the SOSTAC framework. So this is where you are trying to develop a comprehensive digital business strategy under your group assignment. Under your individual assignment, what did you do? You did only a market situation analysis. The group assignment, you are going to select one of the companies that was allocated to your group members, and then develop what? A comprehensive digital marketing, digital business strategy. Then, of course, we should include this strategy should include digital marketing approaches, e-commerce or business expansion strategies, technology adoption and innovation strategies, customer engagement through digital platforms, competitive digital positioning, and others. Likewise, it's a comprehensive analysis that you are going to put into your report and presenting that subsequently. When the presentation is due? When the presentation is due? Again, it's very clearly specified in the element. Let's go and look at the element. So, the assignment is due on certain day, Friday, midnight. And it says the presentation is on 3rd May 2025. 3rd May 2025, you have to do the presentation. Okay? So this is what you need to do. Right. Some more guidelines to you. Each presentation should not exceed 15 minutes. And you don't need a PowerPoint slideshow, right? You can just present the report. You don't need to prepare a separate PowerPoint slide. And another very important thing I need to tell you, that's where if a group member is absent, what's the situation? Remember, this is the last day of your semester. There's no further days. If a group member is absent, what's the situation? I'll ask the other group members who are present whether this person contributed in this assignment. Right? Whether he or she contributed to this assignment. If they say yes, I'll ask them to show evidence how that person contributed. If I am satisfied, then I will allocate marks for the report for that. But for the presentation, it will be 0. Because that person did not present. So that will be the situation for an absent member on the day of presentation. Is it clear? Right. So it's the last day. So no other days. So if you're absent, that means you don't have a chance. So therefore, make sure you come at least for the presentation, do the presentation, and present. That's it. Right. So now today itself I specified 1 month before, almost 1 month before, what? The guidelines for the individual presentation, the individual assignment, as well as the group presentation. Anything else you want to clarify? Right. So that's what I want to discuss. That's more than enough, I think, for today. Thank you very much for active participation for the people who are physically as well as online, despite a long weekend and a lot of other issues taking place. So wish you all the best. Appreciate it.